Imagine running your law firm, generating new revenue, automating referrals, and streamlining intake entirely from your phone. Here to show us how he does it is attorney Bob Simon, aka Planet Fun Bob on all the socials, a social justice trial lawyer, multiple trial lawyer of the year award winner, and also a big nerd in technology. If you don't know him yet, you're probably living under a rock, as aside from running his law firm, the Justice Team, Bob is also the founder of Justice HQ and Attorney Share. Justice HQ is a community mobile app for everyone in the legal industry to stay connected, and Attorney Share is the marketplace to acquire cases and also refer cases to other firms and track the status of those cases. He is a 3-time girl dad, which explains why he is the host of Bourbon of Proof, a podcast that blends attorney conversations over spirits. Welcome to the conversation, Bob.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on the Abogados Now podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much. So much to get into. Like when we spoke to you a few days ago, you had a really provocative prompt of saying, I can run my law firm from my phone. What on earth does that mean? Like, I don't know anyone that's doing that.
Before we continue, a quick note and the only break you'll hear in today's episode. Most attorneys know they should be reaching Hispanic clients, but very few do it well. That's where we come in. At Abogados Now, we build authentic Spanish language campaigns that actually get you more cases and grow your practice. So if you're looking for a new way to get more clients, book a call with our team today at abogadosnow.com. Now, let's get back to the episode.
I mean, you can. We try, you try to be where people are, and everybody's on their phone, first of all. So that's where most of your marketing and things should be done, your touch points, but also operating your law firm and staying connected. I mean, you should all have like the Justice HQ mobile app, which we created so it keeps you abreast of everything in the legal community, from like everybody's events. Like Abogados Now could have a community and you stay abreast of all of your events, all of, your practical how-tos. So legal vendors are in there. People have their private communities where they do like employment lawyers have their own secret sauce ones, but it's just a place to stay connected. Again, from your phone, you log in. From there, you can jump over to your case management systems, operate your law firm. And, I still think that your cell phone is probably the best product to be able to generate content, to generate cases. And then we built the back end with AI voice intake, and we'll explain all of that with, a referral network to get every lead so they're not left behind, but get into the best representative for them. I think, doing what you guys do at Abogados Now, that there's specific communities, especially the Hispanic community, that have a distrust for lawyers initially, or they don't know who to reach out to. So I think a lot of them, the stats are staggering. Like the access to justice is not there because they'll call 1 or 2 lawyers, and those lawyers don't know how to talk to them or cannot help them. They stop, they quit. And that's something we never want to see. So that's kind of, we developed these platforms to be able to do all these things, in one place.
Well, what prompted that? Like, was it like disruption in AI, or was it just kind of a goal to run leaner and just run less of a desktop office? Like, walk us through that.
I mean, I'm big on like, if you as a business owner, you as a lawyer, you as anyone have a higher quality of life, if you're happy in what you do, you can do more. I personally like to be more present in my kids' lives. I like to be there present, and you can't do that if you don't have to run back and forth to offices to eliminate menial tasks. And look, man, when I started my law firm, it was me and a copier scanner. This was 15 years ago. So I was wearing every single hat, and I know which ones that you have to automate. Like I was a receptionist, that's a pain in the butt, man. I'm like that, being on the phone, especially with people you can't help, and for things that could have been answered otherwise, scanning, copying, putting those in file folders where they go. Like we use a product called Foundation AI that just grabs all of our mail, physical or electronic, and puts it into the folders where it needs to go and gives us reports, right? Like those are things we had to deal with. And the other one is, I was big on just community building, and you can't be everywhere in one place. And while we used to have to be everywhere physically, now you could do a lot digitally and then show up and do events and stuff like that. But it's just a good way to stay connected. But yeah, dude, like it's like you as a law firm owner, every single pain point. And then if you can just elevate people's positions of their law firms to be more with human beings rather than like doing data entry, that's a huge win.
Well, so what does that stack look like? Like, and by the way, we have some screen sharing components if you ever want to reference them. JC can pull them up. But what does your day to day look like running the firm from the phone?
Yeah, we could throw up slide number 5, and I think this is a good place to start because this is going to show you of how I use these automations to generate cases from. So this case came from my Instagram. I get a lot of DMs because I get a lot of I just do social media videos, stuff I'm passionate about. People reach out for help. This person reached out for a case that was not in my wheelhouse for geographic purposes. They called my AI voice reception, and the AI voice reception is plugged into our product Attorney Share. And by the way, we can build all this for you for free. It's so low cost for just maintaining your AI voice. But it knows the cases that are in our wheelhouse. It speaks every language. And in this one, it sent it directly into Attorney Share. It was Drew Avona who does these types of cases, raised his hand. I agreed on the fee split. I didn't have to do anything here. And then the case went to him. He vetted it, reported back. It was signed, and then I'm able to track it. And I think slide 7 will show you like my personal Attorney Share account, which if you go to attorneyshare.com right now, you get a free account. Any law firm can put all your admin in there so they can, your intake. But here's an example of I'm able to track all of the fire victims I was able to help. And I got them directly to what I think is the best law firm for those. And I see every case here. There's hundreds more, but I mean, this was generating a lot of help to folks to get to the best lawyer, make sure that the lawyers are working on only 25% retainer fees. There's no hidden costs. And I also get like a percentage of the deal being their general counsel pushing in there. Now, this is all automation. This was all just, they went right through our AA. This was AI form fill and eventually the AI take. And it has my whole inventory here, fee share agreements. And now we have the ability to get case updates through this.
That's wild because so the attorneys that we work with, obviously a portion of the leads that we generate for them, they can't fulfill on either because it's not in their practice area. They need to monetize it somewhere. 90% of the time, no bullshit. 90% of the time, it's a Google Sheet ledger that no one is really monitoring. So this essentially takes care of like the fulfillment and the tracking and the communicate. And so
you have a practice, man. I mean, like you can now have a nationwide practice for every practice area. You can stuff out there for everything. And then you build these automations where it goes to the best of the best or to a public marketplace where people help them. So it's like a lot of folks are watching or listening. I mean, people reach out for help and it's like, even if it's like a family law issue, like they still deserve help, right? You may not know somebody, but the automations. So the way that works is Attorney Share, once you get your free account, you go into your profile settings, there's just an API key and it plugs right into your intake. So if you have any script generator, whether it's AI voice intake, Lex reception, Google form fill, it'll grab that transcript and the AI will post it in an attractive fashion so that it'll ping all the specialists that do those of that geographic region so that they can say, hey, I would like to work on this case. And that's it. You don't have to do anything. So it's something you can help all of your customers with for sure. So
yeah, I see this as a revenue stream for sure, right? A way to offload some of like the ticky-tacky work the founding CEO has to do to manage referrals. But I'm also thinking of like the legal staff, like the cognitive load that we could reduce from the staff by using tools like this. It's almost like it's criminal not to use these tools because you're just going to burn out your team by doing all this ticky-tacky work that you've clearly automated here.
And it's all free, dude. So that's like, be a business owner, you have to put things. So the way that platform works is when the lawyer picks up the case, the law firm, they pay it only if they sign the case. It goes through an escrow period where they vet it. Only if they sign the case, they pay anywhere from $50 to $300, depending on like the case type and the amount of tracking that needs to be done. So then it goes into this software where you can see all of your referrals on both sides and get the status updates rather than getting the text messages, the emails, the spreadsheets. Hey, what's up with referral? So it helps both ends there. And we try to make a product like that. So it incentivize folks to quickly pass the baton to the best lawyer and lawyers to niche up so that, I mean, dude, let's be honest, people watching, listening, you'll know there's private equities in our space and they're hunting for buying up law firms and digital marketing. And if you're a really good lawyer of what you do and people know that, this is the platform for you, right? I mean, you don't have to do an ad spend. If you're a good lawyer, there's got to tee up cases for you. And you give a percentage of your fee to the lawyer that acquired the case. But then you don't have to go out there and compete with these millions of dollars that people spend a month on this stuff. But
this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. And so we'll put this on the description and the show links. I mean, it's free. I mean, this is crazy. To not be on this is wild. So let's talk about case acquisition though. I know that's another aspect of running the firm from your phone. Like, what does that look like?
So for us, I'm all organic word of mouth referral base where people send us cases and we leverage this attorney share product. But what we're able to do since we built that out is now we've been able to go direct to consumer. We've done a lot more digital marketing campaigns on social because I truly believe the branded law firms do better, more sticky. They feel like they're somebody, a brand that they know. And I see a lot of folks that are doing, Spanish speaking only national brand advertising because I see their cases go through attorney share. Man, they're getting picked up at like a 55, 60% clip and getting really good lawyers. And I'm talking like Kansas, Missouri. It is awesome to see that traction. But that's kind of, I think it should be lower cost, higher brand opportunity, digital marketing ads. And now that you have the AI voice reception, if we show, I think it's slide 31, I'll kind of walk you through how easy it is to build these things. And we could help you do this. We have workshops at Justice HQ to do it. But I put a Justice Team app and now we just market directly to download the Justice Team app. It's a free app we give people. And when they hit that button that says call my lawyer, this is the workflow. Lawyer Line AI is an example of a virtual AI reception. And now the way you have to build this though is it still goes directly in my case management system, the transcript as it's happening. And it's also going into, if it's a case that's flagged as, oh, this is an immediate case that needs a close or someone on your team is your wheelhouse, it goes right to them, right? So it acts still as a true receptionist, but it can qualify every lead mass torts to family law. And in the background, it's able to send signals to attorney share to where it should be landed. So you're able to make sure every lead finds a home and not overburdening your staff with picking up all these calls and the closer stay in their lane and then hand the baton off to the case managers. And now what we're seeing is, I should probably add a slide after this, but we're now adding in, like leveraging some of these vendors, like Even Up, like Finch Legal, that can go then grab the lead for you and then run a playbook to open up your claims for you, go get the police reports, all those menial tasks, order medical records, the stuff that I hated doing as a solo because it took so long to better serve your client, listen to them, understand their injuries, the human story. So this is kind of workflow. So look, AI reception or anything you have is great. Just plug it in for free into attorney share so they can qualify leads that you don't take to find a partner, but still goes in your case management hub. Whatever you work with, it's going to integrate with, and it's very easy to teach these things. And the models are getting better. We do workshops of these. I think slide 10, I'll show you. I think it's slide 10. It might be 25, but we shall see. Yeah. So we have a product called Justice HQ, a community building product, but I can log in and see everybody actively logged in where they physically are, be able to connect one-on-one. We have events. And on events, there's different workshops. There's like AI workshops that vendors are running. You can be inclusive or exclusive communities, but it's great to see that you can just log on and show up and ask for these type of things. Hey, how do I build my AI intake? Let's do a workshop on it. Let's make sure that we're connected. But that's just a good technology is becoming less and less expensive. So on this, our community subscription is $20 a month. Like that's insane. It's insane. Anybody not to be on that, right? And legal vendors can create their own community to show all of their events, have direct access, all their workshops, all their podcasts they can put there for $5,000 a year. Like we go to conferences, I mean, they're charging you 10, 20 grand to be a vendor. So just like 100 people. We're like, well, here's access to thousands of them, because that's what it should be. Let me see slide 25. I forget what I threw up there, but yeah. So this is what I was talking about. The workflow. So this is the Justice Team app. When you hit the button, call my lawyer, it pings up your AI transcript or your AI operator. I think you should.
And that's the first line of defense, right? So every intake goes through. So we're kind of moving away from the days of just flooding the intake team with every call possible. Like the goal here is to get them the best of the best call, if not refer them through attorneyship through automation.
Yeah, without doing anything. And take it further. Well, first I want to call out, you should have a catchy phone number. Like mine, for the team, because you want to be able just to go to that number. There's a great one like Ring Boost, Paul Fowles. He can get you any number that you want. all those big billboard lawyers, they pay a lot of money for it, but that's who they use to be able to get that. But get your catchy phone number, let that be the call to action, and then it can direct track it from there, right? So yeah, they call my lawyer, and what happened here, like we had a video how quickly we found a lawyer, because attorney sure will ping you however you want. So SMS my Apple Watch, every time a case comes in my wheelhouse, I just do it and hit it from my Apple Watch. How we were able to route a call to the best for a client that wasn't us, just through AI automation. Yes, you maintain a referral fee, but you did a service to your client to be able to do that. And a lot of folks are already, if you're paying for lead generation, if you're going to pay for leads, this is an opportunity. You already paid for the leads. You might as well try to find a home for it.
Yeah.
Right. You built your business on your good brand and goodwill. So man, you gotta do something with it. So every touch point everything goes different, right? AI voice, you have your chat bots, you have all these digital ads, but it goes back to the same back end. It always has to do that. Everything with a transcript. Yet, I mean, it's exciting because me as a trial lawyer that never advertised before, I can now do it because it's not costing me anything to screen the calls. I don't need a 200-person call center, you know?
Yeah, that's a brilliant part about this. It's going to significantly reduce headcount, or actually, just make your team more efficient to work on other high leverage items within the firm. So, I mean, when did you incorporate the system? Like, where you started leveraging more of the automations in the firm?
I mean, it's just because. So outside the law firm now, we have like 25 lawyers in several states. When we started Justice HQ, I got a lot of outreach from all these vendors that were trying to display their AI technology products because they wanted to come on the platform. So I was in a unique position to vet a lot of these things. And I would just go to these conferences and talk to folks that are in the space like, oh, holy shit, I didn't realize this unlock that you could do. So we started gradually adopting these things. And it did take a long time to build like the attorney shared proprietary software, because it's a lot of engineering work to make sure all those workflows happen and that it doesn't break. But the big unlock was probably March, April of this year, when the AI voice got to a point where it was very, very good. And now I think it's excellent. And I mean, you can have it sigh, you can have it be pathetic, and you see all the other industries using it. It's like, that was a huge unlock for us, because once we were able to build that bridge in, it's like, oh, now you can go one to all instead of one to just your firm. That to us was a huge thing. And now you can deploy those AI voice agents to call people back, to engage with your clients. And again, it could be an entry point. People could be comfortable with it, but it gives you a leg up to go, AI voice agent, go order the medical records. Right? Yep. I mean, we have every law firm watching and listening knows what a pain in the butt it is for like medical records department, because people just don't call back. And hey man, now there's vendors that do for your AI voice outreach. So your medical records clerk doesn't have to sit there and do that menial task all day. They could probably help build the demand letters better, talk to the client, see what's going on, look at the medical records more and say, oh, you have an anxiety disorder. Like, can we talk about that? How can we help you?
So what do you say to firms that are that still haven't explored this? Because I sort of think of like 2020. I remember I had this one client, great guy, but he told me, I'm keeping my staff on site during COVID lockdowns. This was here in LA. I said, okay, that's totally cool. But, at some point, your competition's going to hire remotely. They're going to find ways to use more margin towards advertising or towards, better ops efficiencies, et cetera. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Fast forward to now, he's out of business, and I think that the impact of not using these tools that you're illustrating is going to have an even higher compounding effect adversely for firms that aren't employing them. What do you have to say to those firms that haven't yet even started talking about this at firms?
It's not as inundating or challenging as you think it is. It's just about taking that first step. And sometimes it's just being in a group of folks to help you understand, talk to an operator, your firm, or somebody understands it, to take the first step. And what you need to know is all of the private equity that's coming into our space, and I've seen them try to buy law firms, they're only going to be going after those law firms that are set up on systems like this.
Yeah.
they're not going to go in and say, oh my God, you have a poorly run, chaotic office that has a bunch of files. Like, what are we going to do with this? Um, so that's one thing. The other one is, wouldn't it be very nice as a business owner to not have to be in the office all day looking under the hood of everything and just get auto-generated reports of everything that's going on in the office? I mean, that's what we should be, because you should be the creative down. You should be the one that's coming with the ideas, making sure that they're implemented, helping your clients, rather than sitting on intake calls and making sure people are doing their job all day. I mean, it just makes no sense not to take a little bit of an evolution step. It just needs a little turn, gradually happen. And with AI, it's going to be as easy as just asking a chatbot question.
So yeah, it's about enterprise value. Should those PE conversations come into play? But it's also just like, are you going to stick around? The way I describe it to our clients, I don't know if you agree, but I say it's just like you've been driving a manual car. We're teaching you how to drive automatic, like using these tools. Like it's supposed to make removing the clutch. It's turning on cruise control. Like get with it. Like it's not that difficult.
The clutch is fun. You can go back to doing it anytime you want, right? You got to be more efficient. And you're right, because the margins are going to be thinner. Honestly, they will be, because your overhead should be less by leveraging these products, which will make your clients net better and then easy for you to compete, because everyone's going to start doing this. And if you're not in the ability to have a lower cost as the firm and lower overhead, it's going to bite you in the butt. If not today, 6 months from now.
Yeah, that's fast. 6 months from now is so fast. The potential conversations in the next half year is crazy to me, but it's the reality. We're seeing it in the agency space too, so it's happening everywhere. But I think it's a good thing. I think the cream rises to the top.
That's the thing. I mean, you could see a lot of private equity buying agency firms. I mean, it's happening right now. And my advice to anybody that's out there, because I'm part of these conversations because of the tech comp base and things that I hear, you got to pick a partner that's right for you. And we can do a whole M&A, mergers and acquisition talk about this, but there's nothing more important than your time around good people. And if you make a bad deal or bad partnership, don't chase bad money, right? So just think as you go through the process, because there will be opportunities, but it's got to be the right opportunity, the right partnership for you to be able to do it.
This is great, Bob. So we're just about out of time. I have a couple more questions here. First, we're going to get more details at the very end here about joining Justice HQ and Attorney Share. But I know you're doing a tour for Bourbon of Proof, your podcast, with Mardo. So what's the tour about?
So the tour is, we're doing a Bourbon of Proof tour where we're doing live guests and a reception afterwards. But before that, we're going to have workshops for people free to come to, just to talk about things like that. Like, how do we better optimize your firm? Like, how do we better help you build your brand, and just be about the people that are coming? That's why we want to take it on the road. It's also a little quasi political a little bit, because we do have people running for office, I think, on almost every show so far, just to hear things from their perspective. And these are different parts of the country. So September 24th, we're in Savannah, 25th and 26th in Charleston, South Carolina. Then we're in October, I think 7th, 8th, 9th, we go Chicago, then Detroit for 2 nights. And then Lottie Girls in San Diego, take a little break. And then November, we're going New York for 2 nights, and then Boston. So we'd love it's free for everybody to come, because I truly believe that you shouldn't have a paywall to these types of information. I mean, if there's a cost associated to it, surely, but we do have sponsors for those types of things. But that's it, man. And we're hoping to do more cities next year. We'll see how the Live or Let Live tour goes. That's my moniker for it. But I'm doing my liver panels. I have more blood tests on Monday to make sure everything's A-okay to continue the Bourbon Proof tour.
Awesome. And so what about Justice HQ and Attorney Share? I know you briefly mentioned pricing. Just recap pricing and how an attorney can join those programs.
Yeah. So Attorney Share, that's the marketplace and lead management tracking. It's free to get an account. It's free to browse all the cases. It's free to even say you want to work on them. If you're selected, it's free to vet them. You pay a technology tracking fee only if you sign the case. And that's anywhere from $50 to like $300. That's it, to be able to do that. That's it on attorney share. It's very, very simple. And again, you get in there, you can set your notifications to see every dog bite in the country, or you could just, I just want to see car crash cases in these zip codes. You could do that. And there's every practice area, every state on there. I think we're up to almost 4,000 lawyers on that platform. Justice HQ is now open to everybody in the legal industry. So even if you're staff or just interested, medical assistants, legal vendors, you can join. There's a community subscription for only $20 a month, and that's it. And by the way, if you get the community subscription, you can go to Mardi Gras for $300 for the VIP ticket rather than $1,500. We're running that special. And then if you want to go to the members only place of Justice HQ, the lawyer space, it's $75 a month. Again, this used to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, $75 a month. The vendors pay a yearly subscription. It's like $5,000 a month to be their own lawyer community in there, where they can have access to everything and do everything. And again, I think that's a no-brainer for anybody, because it's, if you sign one new client a year, you've made your money. Now you put all your sales reps and everybody in there to be able to build education, build content, put all of your events. And the thing I like about that is probably the events page. We have an opportunities board too, where people can put up job postings like Craigslist, but I like to go there because the events, you can see literally every day something's happening, from in-person stuff to digital workshops.
Right.
And the cool thing, it says people want to say, hey, we're looking for sponsorships. I mean, what better opportunity? You literally press a button and say, oh, I would love to sponsor this event. It sounds like something in my wheelhouse for my clients. But yeah, I'm big into F the system, legal revolution, why there should be a paywall for all this stuff. I don't understand. And that's
I love it. That's great, Bob. So we'll put all that in the description, the email, the show notes. There's also an article that you wrote for The Advocate. It's called AI Disruption and the Death of the Call Center. I think it really kind of further illustrates how significant this change and how instant this change is right now with regards to intake. So we'll put that up as well for everyone to read. But thank you so much, Bob, for hopping on. We've been really excited to have you on for a long time. So thank you. And to the team that put together another fantastic episode, thanks so much. And until next time.
Thanks for having me on, brother.